She is beauty, she is grace, she is Miss America. Get ready to celebrate because this Sunday an Ole Miss alum or a current student could be the next Miss America.
Coming up, we'll have updates from our team in Atlantic City who are ready to witness all of the crowning moments from this weekend.
Good evening and thank you for tuning in to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Grace McClanahan.
And I'm Annabeth Polakovich.
The Miss America competition is right around the corner.
And we have a team in Atlantic City to cover all the events leading up to the live show this Sunday. NewsWatch reporter Brianna Bynum is in Atlantic City right now. Brianna, how's everything going?
Thanks, Annabeth. Right now, I'm in Atlantic City, right in front of the boardwalk, and right now the girls are getting ready for preliminaries or prelims. Now, prelims are competitions before the final night, but just because they aren't televised doesn't make them any less important, because winning the prelims can put you ahead of the game for winning the title. Now, Christine Williamson, Miss Tennessee and Ole Miss alumni, is competing in evening wear tonight, and Asia Branch, Miss Mississippi and Ole Miss student, is competing in on-stage question. And we're hearing good things about Asia. They're saying she's poised and prepared. Now, there are 7 judges for the preliminaries. Some are former title holders, journalists, and dancers. And this is all a part of Miss America 2.0. Now, they're calling it 2.0 because they made some major changes. One is the elimination of the swimsuit competition, and another is the elimination of calling it evening gowns. They're now calling it evening wear, so the ladies don't have to wear dresses. The organization is straying away from beauty and trying to focus more on the competitors' intellect and who they are as a person. Back to you at the desk, Annabeth.
Thanks, Brianna. With Meek School students reporting on the Miss America pageant, NewsWatch reporter Brian Barisa took some time out in the field to get familiar with his surroundings.
Atlantic City, New Jersey is known for its casinos, beaches, restaurants, and tourism. The best way to see the city is on its nearly 4-mile-long boardwalk connecting the city's historic sites to the largest casinos on the island. Atlantic City's iconic lighthouse is at the north end of the island. The 228-step Abeskin Lighthouse was built in 1857. It is the tallest lighthouse in New Jersey at 171 feet and was renovated to commemorate New Jersey's 300th anniversary. For the more daring, the Steel Pier offers roller coasters and thrill rides, as well as carnival games and the Wheel, a 230-foot-tall air-conditioned Ferris wheel. Just off the shore stands the location for the main event. I'm outside of Boardwalk Hall, a venue here in Atlantic City. This week, it is home to Miss America 2.0. The pageant has been here since the 1940s and brings in people from all around the country and the world. The pageant was created to boost tourism in Atlantic City into the fall season and has not only been successful, but also gives more scholarship money to young women than any other organization for women in the country. Brian Barisa, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Atlantic City looks like it has a lot to offer and a lot going on this week. Thanks, Brian. As Miss America approaches, one sorority on campus has a lot to be proud of. NewsWatch reporter Annie Mapp tells us what candidate is a FIMU alum.
Former Ole Miss student Christine Williamson is Miss Tennessee and a FIMU alum. She will compete in Atlantic City this weekend for the Miss America title. Members of FIMU on campus still remember what it was like to have Christine in the house.
When I was a sophomore, she lived right next door to me, so I would just go over and talk to her and stuff. She's always so sweet, so she was very inviting, so I would go over and she'd try on all her dresses for me.
While her FIMU family remembers how welcoming she was, they also remember her willingness to help others, especially through her dedication to the Alzheimer's Association.
I got to know her as a member of FIMU, but our conversations really started about Alzheimer's. It's a disease that will affect everyone in their lifetime, whether directly or indirectly through other family members.
As an advocate for the Alzheimer's Association, Christine focuses on bringing awareness to the disease through her social media platforms. With the competition only a few days away, her sisters will be tuning in to see if she takes home the crown.
If Christine was Miss America, I think this house would explode. We'd be so excited.
Christine Williamson will compete on Miss America Sunday at 8 p.m. on ABC, where she's looking to make Tennessee, Ole Miss, and FIMU proud. Annie Mapp, NewsWatch, Ole Miss.
And be sure to tune in to NewsWatch Ole Miss this Friday for our special Miss America show. Current Ole Miss student Miss Mississippi Asia Branch and Ole Miss alum and Miss Tennessee Christine Williamson will be competing for the title of Miss America 2019. We'll have our team giving you up-to-the-minute reports from Atlantic City.
Tropical Storm Gordon never earned hurricane status and is now being downgraded to a tropical depression. The storm is dangerous all the same, dumping rain along the coast. Gordon struck Pascagoula, Mississippi at 70 miles per hour yesterday, just shy of hurricane strength. Even as a tropical depression, Gordon remains a threat. Forecasters warn there is still a chance of heavy rains, major flooding, tornadoes, and mass power outages. The only death reported as of this afternoon is that of an infant killed in Florida after a tree limb fell into a mobile home. Nightlife on the square is changing as the new alcohol and safety ordinance comes into effect. The Oxford Board of Aldermen unanimously passed the ordinance last night, and it will go into effect in the Oxford Downtown District in 30 days. The ordinance comes with big changes, including requiring students to scan their IDs to enter bars, requiring fraternities and sororities to rent out venues with adequate security, and forcing businesses on the square to install interior security cameras. The ordinance goes into effect for the rest of the city on January 1st, 2019.
Navigating the various honor societies on the Ole Miss campus can be overwhelming, but the Associated Student Body is hoping to change that. ASB passed a resolution yesterday that will establish a task force to inform students about the honor societies on campus, what each does, how much they cost, and which ones are registered organizations. The bill was inspired by ASB members who wanted clarification about which honor societies are the most trustworthy and beneficial. Any student or professors who want to get involved are welcome to join the task force. The annual Ole Miss ROTC 9/11 Memorial Run is taking place this Saturday. NewsWatch reporter Julia Blake Anderson found out that this event is for everyone.
The Ole Miss Southern Illinois game isn't the only event you need to mark your calendar for this Saturday. Bright and early on game day, the ROTC will be holding its annual 9/11 Memorial Run. Recruiting Operations Officer for the Ole Miss Army ROTC program, Scott Caldwell, says that this is the best way to memorialize and honor those involved on that day so many years ago.
So it's a constant reminder of for us to be vigilant against future attacks, to honor the local police force and local firefighters, as we also honor the first responders that responded to the attacks of 9/11, that went in and risked their lives, as well as to remember the innocent lives that were lost that day in the attacks and the plane crash in the towers.
Now, don't let the fact that this is an ROTC event intimidate you. Cadet Victoria Heim says that this event was created for the community and it's not a race.
So we slow it down a bit and we all run in formation, and then there's a group of community members that run behind us. It's a pretty easy pace, and then the community members also don't have to run in the formation. They just stay with kind of the unit as a whole, and they can go at their own pace. We have people walk, we have people jog, their own kind of thing.
While Heim is not able to participate in the run this year, she participated in years past and knows how significant this event is.
I know it's rough, it's game day morning, but if you can get up and start running, just knowing what it's for, sure, it might not be the best thing waking up early in the morning, but thinking about what it actually means and what it's for should motivate you enough to get up, get out of bed, get moving, literally get moving and start running with us.
The event will be held this Saturday and starts at 6:45 in the morning. The event is open to everyone, and event organizers ask participants to park at the Jackson Avenue Center to be bused to Parasites Chapel at 6:30 a.m. Joy Blake Anderson, NewsWatch, Ole Miss.
Coming up, find out which new book is causing outrage in Washington.
And stay tuned to see if your iPhone could be repaired for free. But first, Cameron Sidley has your first look at the current conditions.
Hey Rebels, happy Wednesday. As we take a look at our current weather headlines, you can see we're going to see some high humidity this week. Scattered thunderstorms are going to continue throughout the week, and we are going to have some warm temperatures. As we take a look at our radar image, you can see the remnants of Gordon are definitely affecting us right now over Oxford. But coming up on Stormwatch, I'll tell you exactly how that's going to affect your week.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, The selfies.
Selfie.
Nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on, man. Let's split a ride home.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife. When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
Sports in the South lecture series kicked off today and was led by Dr. Charles Ross. The series examines protests in pro football from the 1960s until now. As NewsWatch reporter Turner St. Romain found, Nike's move to feature Colin Kaepernick dominated the discussion.
After writing 2 books on the issue of the struggle of equality in sports on and off the field, Ross was able to speak about his findings.
And so I began to put together a talk looking at the 1965 AFL boycott that subsequently caused the AFL All-Star game to be moved from New Orleans to Houston. And then, of course, tied it right into what's been taking place when Colin Kaepernick decided to protest police brutality and racial discrimination at the beginning of the 2016 season. Nike decided to embrace Colin Kaepernick in this upcoming ad campaign. And so looking forward to the dialogue that's going to facilitate. It'll be very interesting to see what NFL owners say about the ad and what is the content of the ad itself, because I think it's going to bring some voice, hopefully, to Colin Kaepernick.
Believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything.
Colin Kaepernick gave up his dream of playing pro football and is fighting for something bigger than he due to the inequality in America.
With the Sports in the South lectures just kicking off, more lectures will be held on select Wednesdays from now until November. Be sure to check one out. Turner St. Romain, NewsWatch, Ole Miss.
The Center for Disease Control was called to the John F. Kennedy Airport today to meet a plane after almost 100 flight passengers reported feeling ill. Emirates Flight 203 originated in Dubai, carrying over 500 passengers. One passenger remembers asking a flight attendant for a mask before takeoff because other passengers were heavily coughing, but no masks were available. The CDC screened every passenger and crew member as they deplaned. 3 passengers and 7 crew members were transported to the hospital, but the rest were allowed to continue on with their travel plans. President Trump is not concealing his outrage of Bob Woodward's new book, Fear: Trump in the White House. The book claims to provide an inside-the-room look at President Trump through the eyes of his inner circle. Several confidential interviews are included. President Trump took to Twitter to deny the book's narrative. He tweeted his disapproval, saying, Isn't it a shame that someone can write an article or book, totally make up stories, and form a picture of a person that is literally the exact opposite of fact? Social media has changed the way people interact, and Congress wants to make sure foreign actors aren't using media platforms to influence U.S. elections. Twitter and Facebook are under fire for allowing Russian-linked accounts to affect recent political campaigns. Now executives for the tech giants have appeared before the Senate Intelligence Committee. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey and Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg are in Washington, D.C., and they believe the problems can be fixed. Skeptics are still concerned about disinformation sneaking into American politics.
Lately, some iPhone 8 users might have been experiencing problems with their devices. Apple is issuing a repair program to address a manufacturing defect found in some of the phones. The company says the defect involves the phone's logic board, causing them to freeze or turn off. In some cases, the phone won't turn back on. The repair program is offered for iPhone 8 sold between September 2017 and March 2018. Apple says it will fix the problem for free. The Transportation Security Administration is no longer considering ending security screening at dozens of small airports. At a congressional committee meeting today, the agency's chief addressed the issue.
We are not reducing our presence at low-volume airports. In fact, quite the contrary. I think we need to improve our security profile at smaller airports. And so the reports that we were going to pull away from 150 airports around the country, that's not what we're doing.
The proposal to end screening at smaller airports was one of the several possible cost-cutting approaches first reported by CNN last month. However, security experts raised concerns that terrorists could use the vulnerability to potentially weaponize the passenger planes. Hurricane Florence, this first year's major hurricane, could pose a potential threat to the United States East Coast. The Category 4 storm is currently sustaining winds of 130 miles an hour, but it is still 2,000 miles from the coast, so it is too soon to map out a confident landfall prediction. Some computer models show the storm coming dangerously close to the Carolinas, while other predictions show Florence staying 500 miles offshore. NewsWatch will keep you updated on how the storm develops and if it becomes a threat to the U.S.
Oxford saw some of the effects of Gordon today with the overcast skies and rain we had. I hope tomorrow will be a lot brighter and sunnier.
Me too. Cameron Sidley will let us know if the weather will clear up this week in her extended forecast coming up next on Storm Watch.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Did you put a new dent in that?
This one? No.
Were you texting and driving again?
Yes.
Hi, Leah.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry about your bumper.
I got some Oxy after I hurt my neck. First I took them to feel better. Then I just kept taking them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Hey Rebels, happy Wednesday. It was definitely not a beautiful day here in Oxford today. We definitely saw a lot of rain and cloud coverage. As we take a look at our current temperatures, you can see we're at 79 degrees, pretty warm right now, and we have some slight winds. As we take a look at our satellite image and our current temperatures, you can see it's definitely still warm here in Oxford. As you take a look at our current temperatures, you can see we have South Haven at 83, and for tomorrow we'll have Holly Springs at 83, and all around pretty warm tomorrow.
As we take a look at tonight's forecast, you can see we're at 71 degrees, scattered thunderstorms, and a 40% chance of rain with high winds, so definitely not a good night to go out tonight. As we take a look at tomorrow's forecast, you can see 83 degrees, scattered thunderstorms, and 40% chance of rain, so similar to today. So you take a look at our 5-day forecast. It's going to be similar all week, scattered thunderstorms. We have Friday at 88, Saturday at 88, Sunday at 83, Monday at 81, and Tuesday at 83. So you definitely want to be prepared for some rain this week and into next week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Cameron. Coming up, find out what a trio of football players were recognized for by the SEC in a blowout win against Texas Tech.
And what head coach Matt Luke said about coming home to the Vaught. Next on Sports Watch.
Don't ignore the subtext. It's on us to intervene in sexual assault. Because we can. Take the pledge at itsonus.org.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I bought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Welcome to Sports Watch. I'm AJ Norwood. Ole Miss fans have even more to cheer about as 3 Rebel football players attained honors from their SEC after their SEC win over Texas Tech. JUCO transfer running back Scotty Phillips was named SEC Offensive Player of the Week after piling up 204 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Greg Little was named SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week after paving the way for the Ole Miss offense. Sophomore kicker Luke Logan received SEC Coast Special Teams Player of the Week after nailing all 4 field goal attempts last Saturday, while also adding a career-long 39-yarder to his stat sheet. Head coach Matt Luke and the Rebels are looking to snag their second win of the season Saturday against Southern Illinois. The Rebels are coming off a 47-27 win last week against Texas Tech, while the Salukis dominated Murray State in a 49-10 blowout. Ole Miss is 117-5 in home openers and 124 seasons on the gridiron. The Rebels wasted no time proving that once again they have the fastest scoring offense in the country, as it only took them 33 seconds to score in their season opener. It's safe to say that the Rebels will have no problem scoring Saturday. After a dominant win over Texas Tech last Saturday, head coach Matt Luke talks about locking the vault against Southern Illinois.
Really excited to get home. Home openers are great. Just fired up to get back into the Grove and play in front of our home fans, and excited about that. Excited about the challenge with Southern Illinois. Had a big win over Murray State, 49-10. Pretty impressive to get anytime you get 6 turnovers.
For you Ole Miss Rebel fans, the Rebels will kick off against Southern Illinois this Saturday at 3 o'clock p.m. and will be televised on SEC Network. Ole Miss sports clubs are working hard to prepare for their upcoming games. NewsWatch reporter Kira Badaneshi gives us a look at the women's lacrosse club team and their hopes for this season.
The Ole Miss women's club lacrosse team held their first practice Tuesday night. And with new leadership and impressive incoming talent, club president Caroline Littman has some high expectations for the season ahead.
Now we have about 20, which is a lot more than we did last year, which makes me have high hopes for the season. Just having a bigger bench and being able to sub people in and out and have those fresh legs. And right now our team looks pretty solid. There are definitely girls who are dedicated to the sport, and we're dedicated throughout high school, and it definitely shows in practice.
The Ole Miss women's club lacrosse team is excited for their upcoming season, but before hitting the fields, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes work to be done.
We had an interest meeting at Turner for all the new freshmen and any other new players who want to come out, so we're really welcoming group of people. We like any skill level, anybody can come. We're a club sport, so anyone's able to try out.
So you don't have The team is hoping that their hard work will pay off, not only with wins, but with a rise in numbers from last year.
We're so small, and you could tell, our team was so good, but playing an entire hour and a half of a game gets tiring, and, even 1 minute break, would make all the difference.
Kira Badaneshi, NewsWatch, Ole Miss.
All I have for you today in sports. Be sure to follow us at NewsWatch_UM for all Ole Miss sports updates. Grace, Annabeth, back to you guys at the disc.
Thanks, AJ. Coming up, find out why your stomach won't thank you for eating this one breakfast food.
Stay tuned to see why this cereal is not lip-smacking delicious.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans, because love has no labels.
If you have Honey Smack cereal in your pantry, throw it out. A salmonella outbreak linked to the breakfast treat occurred earlier this summer and has sickened more than 30 people. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has tweeted, "Get rid of the Honey Smacks. If they're still in your cabinet, toss them."
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration ordered the breakfast treat to be removed from store shelves, but they are now warning that some locations are still selling it. Since the first announcements of the outbreak this summer, there have been 130 total salmonella cases in 36 states.
Well, guys, I'm glad I don't have Honey Smacks in my pantry. I'd have to go out in this terrible rain and get some more.
I agree.
Yeah, so it looks like this week we're going to continue with that rain, see thunderstorms all week, so you definitely want to get prepared for that.
Awesome. Thank you, Cameron. That's all we have for tonight. Thank you for tuning in to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Grace McClanahan.
Be sure to join us here again tomorrow night at 5 and on NewsWatchOleMiss.com. You can also find our show on HottyToddy.com. I'm Annabeth Polakovich. Thank you and good night.